What did I tell you about photography being frustrating? Big wave came, I'm totally soaked. I broke my ND filter.
Take exit 506 toward Paloma Avenue, Francisco Boulevard.
Hello everybody from Pacifica in California, just south of San Francisco. I've been here for a few days, but I had done almost no photography. And I wanted to fix that big mistake today, and I think I did. It was hard. I had to gather all my strength this morning because I was not feeling it. But I finally got my rear over here, and as it usually happens, it was totally worth it. Oh, it's raining now. I was not expecting that. Last time I was here was 4 years ago, and I made an image that I really liked that I included in my book one. By the way, copies available, link in the description. I made it from here, but the conditions were very different from today. It was a beautiful, clear, sunny sunrise, and I made a long exposure of the Pacifica Pier. I wanted to repeat that photo today, but in different conditions, and I think I got something that I really like. But that is not always the case. I'd argue that in photography, it's rarely the case that we come back with a good image, with one that we really love. And that makes photography so frustrating and at the same time so rewarding. So while I wait for the rain to stop, let's talk a little bit about frustration in photography. First of all, let me make clear that I'm not trying to lecture anyone here. If I'm talking about this today, it's because this is the way I've been feeling these past few days. Because let's say this way, the weather has been less than ideal for my photography. I've had nothing but sunny, clear, and in my opinion, boring days for photography. That, of course, doesn't mean that there aren't any good images to be made out there. I like to say that there is always at least one, no matter what you're doing, no matter where you are, no matter the weather. And I do believe that, and because I've experienced it myself, because I've made plenty of good images on those days where I was not expecting to make any. But I do acknowledge at the same time that it's very hard to get motivated. It is in those moments that we doubt, that I doubt. I start asking myself, is it even worth it? Is it worth the investment in time and probably money, especially if you are driving? And the bad news is that when it comes to results, when it comes to making good images, it might not be worth it. You might head back home empty-handed with no images to show for your effort and for your investment in time, and again, probably money. The tricky thing here is that it's still worth it. This is what happens most of the time, though, at least to me, even though you might think otherwise, because you watch these videos and you see my very best images and my very best moments out there. If you're watching a 20-minute long video of me spending a day out photographing, you are not seeing the other 8 hours that I didn't record, or the 2 hours that I did record but still didn't make the cut because they weren't good enough. So even though photography might look like something that comes easy to photographers that you follow, to photographers that you admire, it's probably actually quite the opposite. We all struggle, we all doubt ourselves, or at least I know I do, and actually bad days are more common than good days. And but bad days, what I mean is a day that we go out and we try really hard, we work really hard, we give it our best, and still we don't get the results that we were expecting. And I make the air quotes because that judgment that we make of those days as bad days is probably not accurate. This is still very satisfying to get out there and to work really hard, to know that at least you've tried and that you are a slightly better photographer because of that. They say that even the longest journeys begin with the first step, and photography is no different. I always say that this is a lifetime journey. It takes a long time. And there are no shortcuts, and we should not expect any. There's no way around it. This is a long journey, one that has to be made step by step, and there is no way to avoid the inevitable frustrations that will eventually happen. The most frustrating part is that no one can tell you which path to take, because you have to carve your own, you have to make your own, and you will doubt yourself 1,000 times on the way there, and that is normal, that is okay, we are all there. If you make it past the frustrations and the obstacles, you'll find that there is a lot of joy and a lot of fun and a lot of excitement on that path. It looks like it's not raining as much right now, so I'm gonna head back out to see if I can find any more images here in beautiful Pacifica. But I have one last quick tip to give you when we come back.
What did I tell you about photography being frustrating? Big wave came, I'm totally soaked, but the worst thing is that I dropped my ND filter and it's broken now, so I cannot even make the image I wanted. You'd think I'd learn after a few times, but obviously I don't. I lost the RX100 Mark VII in Oregon at the Cannon Beach because of a wave. I didn't tell you, but I lost my 6 and 10 stop ND filters in Pornic in France just a couple months ago, and now I lost my last ND filter, the 15 stop ND filter, today due to another wave. So every time I do photography next to the ocean, something happens and I lose a camera, a lens, or a filter or something.
Adrian from the future here. It's been a week since that happened and I'm still feeling the consequences because I didn't tell you, but not only I dropped the filter, but I also fell trying to save my camera gear. I'm still not sure about what happened, but I think I fell on my tripod, but I hurt one of my ribs. It's still hurting a little bit, but it's getting better. In any case, I wanted to take just a minute to thank all of my patrons for their very generous support. All of this is possible thanks to you. And today I wanted to give a shout out especially to David Mullin, a photographer from not too far away from Pacifica, California. He's from Sacramento and he has some beautiful images. I like the most, the ones in black and white, of course, around the Sacramento area and other parts of California. So please go and check out David's work. I'm gonna leave the links in the description down below. Thank you so much, David, for your support. And again, thank you to all of the patrons for your support.
Oh man, I was not expecting to break my only ND filter and to be totally soaked and wet, but this is how things go sometimes. Was it still worth it to come here this morning? Well, I can tell you that it's less worth it now because I have an ND filter less. I'm actually out of them, so I guess I'm in the market for a new ND filter system, but still worth it. Still worth it. I'm still glad that I came here this morning, even though that happened. That is actually a kind of frustration. Accidents happen, and accidents can be very frustrating. But again, they are part of the journey, and actually sometimes those things make these moments more memorable.
Okay, I told you that I had one last quick tip for you. Actually, it is for me. It is intended for me because I tend to forget this, but this might help someone else. It's about not taking a photography outing like what I did this morning as something that should produce tangible results, but instead to think of it as just one more step in this very long journey that we are all in. And even though most of those steps will have no results, they are the ones that are taking us closer and closer to the next good image, to the next great photograph. Anyway, that's all for today. I'm gonna head back to the city, take a shower, and start looking for new ND filters, I guess. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.